Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into a massive shift that is absolutely shattering the current AI working paradigm. So for months now, the hottest trend has been building these big organizational charts of AI agents, right? Basically hiring digital employees. But the source material we're digging into today reveals that this whole setup is already outdated. We are officially moving past the era of the AI employee and stepping right into the era of the autonomous, perpetual machine. It's called loop engineering, and it's a real game changer. Let's get into it.
First things first, we really have to ask, are you suffering from AI fatigue? Because the data is showing that while more of us are using AI, a shockingly high number of users are just getting exhausted by it. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. You hire these highly capable AI agents, but then they just sit there, waiting for your instructions. You have to constantly micromanage them, figure out the exact perfect prompt to type next, and then double-check every single thing they output. It ends up feeling way less like running an automated business, and a lot more like having to babysit incredibly fast interns.
And that brings us to a pretty brutal realization. Hiring AI employees is officially obsolete. The popular method of managing AI agents like an org chart is actually what's holding them back. Why? Because you, the human, are the bottleneck. Think about it. An AI is ready to work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. But a human? We can only issue instructions a few times a day between, our actual day jobs, family life, and sleeping. The very second you step away from your keyboard, your AI just stops working. That is a massive, massive waste of potential.
So, let's compare the old way with the new solution. Look at the AI employee model. You write a prompt, the AI executes it, and then it just stops dead in its tracks, waiting for you to come back. Now compare that to the loop engineering model. In this new paradigm, you set a really precise goal right up front. From there, the AI completely takes over the wheel. It executes, it verifies its own work, it fixes its own mistakes, and it runs in a continuous loop 24/7. It's literally a perpetual motion machine for your productivity. You are no longer prompting, you're engineering a loop for it to run inside of.
Now, if you're sitting there thinking this is just some wild theory, listen to the creator of Claude Code, Boris Charny. He stated, "My job is to write loops that give instructions to Claude. He's out there running thousands of sub-agents every single night." And top engineers at OpenAI are sharing the exact same sentiment. They're saying you really shouldn't be typing manual prompts to coding agents anymore. The world's top AI experts have officially declared that prompt engineering is dying and loop design is the future.
And the real-world proof of this shift is just wild. 88,000. That is the number of Instagram followers an account gained using this exact loop engineering system, completely on autopilot. We aren't just talking about a fun concept to play around with here. We are talking about massive follower growth and tangible, real-world results generated entirely by letting an AI run its own loops and adapt its own content, semi-autonomously. That momentum builds even further when we look at the impressions. 1 million. That's the staggering number of impressions gained on an X account simply by letting the AI run its loops. This was an account that was completely stagnant at 1,500 followers, but it quickly gained 800 new followers and blew right past the 1 million impression mark you need for monetization. And all of this happened just by making the switch from manual prompting over to an automated loop system. No way you could do that manually.
Okay, what about the financial impact? How about over 100,000 yen in revenue generated from automated note article sales? The AI didn't just write these articles, it conceptualized them, wrote them, formatted them perfectly, generated the thumbnails, and prepped the whole shebang for publishing. Over 200 copies sold at 600 yen a pop, creating this highly effective passive income stream, all because the loop was properly engineered to just run on its own.
So let's clearly define what is actually replacing prompt engineering. Loop engineering is the technical art of designing a specific goal alongside a verification method. This is what allows an AI to continuously execute and, crucially, self-correct without any human intervention. You're no longer just writing one-off instructions for a single task. You're writing the rules of a game and then letting the AI play that game until it wins. Let's break down exactly how the AI plays that game. It uses a very simple 4-step self-correcting cycle. Step 1, set the goal. Step 2, execute. Step 3, verify. And Step 4, fix. This cycle is literally everything. In the past, we had to do all the verifying and fixing ourselves. But now, with these advanced models, the AI can check its own homework. If the output fails the verification check, the AI automatically loops back, fixes the mistake, and tries again until it hits the standard.
Which brings us to the absolute magic trick of loop engineering. 8 hours of sleep equals 8 hours of pure, uninterrupted AI production.
Because the AI can verify its own work now, you can launch a loop at 9 p.m., go to sleep, and wake up at 5 a.m. to a massive batch of finished, high-quality work. You are literally converting your downtime into a massive competitive advantage. That dead time overnight where your AI used to do absolutely nothing? Yeah, that's now your most productive time of the day.
The sheer scale of what this loop can achieve is just incredible. The source material outlines this 7-platform content machine. Imagine you record a single YouTube video. The loop takes that transcript and autonomously adapts it into a thread for X, a script for an Instagram reel, a short for TikTok, a long-form article for Note, an educational post for Tips, and a quick hit for Threads. Doing that manually would take days. The loop does it continuously, verifying the unique formatting required for every single platform as it goes.
So you're probably wondering, how is this actually built? Let's demystify the technical side for a second. Building this autonomous engine requires a shockingly simple file structure. You have Claude.md, which acts as your core rules. You have skills, which are the individual tasks, like writing for X or formatting for Note. You have memory, where the AI actually records its own mistakes so it gets smarter over time. And finally, output, where your finished results live. That's it. It is a beautifully simple structure that creates almost infinite complexity.
Let's zoom in on the most important file in that setup, Claude.md. This is your absolute constitution. The source highly recommends keeping this strictly under 200 lines. This file dictates the absolute boundaries of your loop. It's got your formatting guidelines, your tone of voice, and most importantly, mandatory rules, like fact-checking everything before saving it. It absolutely must be concise and strict because it governs every single decision the AI makes while you are fast asleep.
But here's the catch. The crucial point is how you actually give instructions within this constitution. Notice the critical difference here between a bad goal and a good goal. A bad goal is something like work hard on SNS. It's vague, there's no clear endpoint, and the AI is either going to freeze up or completely hallucinate. A good goal is draft one Note article, 3,000 plus words, 3 titles, fact-checked. Boom, incredibly precise. The AI knows exactly what success looks like, which means it knows exactly how to verify its own work. Now, a quick reality check. With great automation comes great responsibility. Safety protocols are totally non-negotiable here. If you don't set limits, a perpetual loop will literally run forever and drain your entire API token budget overnight. You absolutely must set loop limits, like telling the AI to stop if it fails verification 10 times in a row. You should always require human publishing approval. Let the AI draft it, but you press publish. And finally, establish emergency stop conditions so the system knows when to completely pull the plug.
If you're wondering where to actually begin, the best, most actionable starting point is to just start small. The source recommends looking at the Tips platform, mainly because it officially supports AI agent publishing through MCP, or Model Context Protocol. It basically has the best native integration for this kind of automation right now. It allows the AI to seamlessly draft and even publish articles if you give it the green light. It is the absolute perfect, safe sandbox to build and test out your very first loop.
Which brings us to the final question I want to leave you with today. Are you still prompting, or are you ready to build your loop? Look, the era of typing out manual instructions for every single little task is over. The individuals and businesses who learn to engineer these self-verifying continuous loops are going to have a 24/7 competitive advantage that simply cannot be beaten by the old way of prompting. It is time to stop micromanaging your AI and start engineering its autonomy. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I'll catch you next time.